Live. Waiting for my brother Onesimus to join. Waiting for my brother Onesimus to join. Let me see if I can actually add him. Let me see if I can actually add him. Onny. Onny Inspirations is here. The brother of the hour. Look is good. Accept. My bro,
Yo, hello.
how are you doing? Bro?
I'm doing good in yourself.
I'm doing blessed. The brother who's running a marathon. Brother running a marathon. How are you doing today, bro?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. Sorry I can't show my video because I'm currently at the hospital and there may be a bit of some background noise as there's also other patients like
It,
children.
it's totally fine. It's totally fine. We get it. Everyone
Yeah.
here understand. I understand. But okay, so how we're gonna do this is that firstly, I'd like you to share your story, and then after that, anyone who would like to ask you questions, um, they can then request and then join. So if you're comfortable, that's if you're comfortable with that, my bro, with sharing your story with us, and then after that, anyone who wants to get on live, they can then join, and then we have them on. We have them on.
Yeah, sure, definitely. I don't mind sharing my story.
Okay.
Um, so my story begins in 2023 December.
Yes.
I'd gone for my last competition in Mauritius. It was called All Africa Juniors.
Wait.
And
Sorry for cutting you short. All Africa Juniors. It's a swimming competition, isn't it?
yes, it is.
Okay. Good. Sorry about that. You can continue, bro.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's a swimming competition with basically it was I think 18 and under, and basically you're swimming against the fastest people within Africa that are 18 and under. So it was a big competition.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I made for the squad, and I went on that tour. And when I came back, that was around December 14.
All right.
I was then sick, and I had to stay at home.
Yes.
And during that time, my brother had to go to Port Elizabeth for a swimming competition. So he went with my father.
Okay.
And I was still sick, mind you. And
All right.
then December 15, we went to our family doctor back home in Zimbabwe. And we went for a checkup. And he had the suspicion that I had leukemia. Fine, it was just a suspicion. And he wanted us to do some blood tests.
Okay.
So we did some blood tests over there at Mater Dei and at Lancet. And when the results came back, it was like a shocking thing, something that none of us expected
Yes.
because I was with my mother and my grandfather.
Okay.
Results came back and it showed that I had leukemia, of
Okay.
which, no one expected it. It was something new, something that, you don't expect a teenager
To
who
have
is physically fit, eating well, uh, and basically performing well to have cancer.
true.
It's like unseen.
Very true.
So then when the results came back, it was a devastating thing. And my father wasn't around as he was still dropping off my brother
Okay.
back in Harare.
All right.
So then as soon as we got the results, we had to do everything quickly because I had a fever and I wasn't doing well. I was losing weight quickly. And I had to contain the fever and contain infections because if you have got cancer, it's easy to get infections, and that's how you you lose the battle early on.
True.
So straight away, I was admitted in Mater Day, and something that I always talk about to this day is the fact that my dad drove all the way from Mashwingo to home in less than 5 hours.
Wow.
That was like it's it's crazy because he was moving because you know what, he's not around and The only message he got was that I'm sick and I was admitted to the hospital. Then he was flying. That's all I can say.
Yeah, to make it in 5 hours, bro. I know that drive, but it's nearly impossible.
Nearly impossible. Like it's crazy. It doesn't even make sense.
Easy. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So when my dad made it to my admission time, which was around, I think that was almost like 8 p.m., I think, if I'm not mistaken. And when he saw me, he could also see the symptoms that were clearly showing. My gums were swollen, I had a fever, I'd lost so much weight. Within like the space of 2 days, I think I'd lost like 5 kgs.
Yo.
Yeah. So then it was like, there were like, changes that like were very clear, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then my dad arrives and we talk, a brief talk. He's like, I know we don't think it's cancer. Like, he doesn't really believe it was cancer because, it was just like so unexpected. It was something that's like, the most difficult news is the news that's the hardest to accept, you
So,
know?
if you don't
Truth.
mind me asking, how did you take this news when you first had heard it? How did you take it? How did you process it?
So for me, it actually took a while for me to actually process it within the moment because I looked over to my mom and my grandfather and I could tell that, they were devastated by the news. So then, me being me and me being Onny, I told myself, no, you know what? I have to be strong. So I didn't cry. I was just there. I accepted the news and basically I tried to lift the air within the room, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get you. You wanted to be there, like to lift them up, to make sure that you're strong for your mom, strong for your grandpa, strong for
Yeah.
everyone around you.
Yeah, yeah. That's literally what I did within the moment. And so basically, I was admitted in hospital in Mater Dei for about 3 days. And then they saw that, no, you know what, my fever isn't going down and this is getting worse. So the best thing to do was to go to Harare to do a bone marrow biopsy because there's only one oncologist in the whole of Zimbabwe.
Okay.
The reason why I'm mentioning this is because throughout my whole cancer journey, it's shown me the gap between our medical abilities and every other country's medical abilities. Because what's happening now is that if there's only one oncologist
The
in
whole
the whole country, imagine how many people have cancer
bro,
and can't see him, you
bro,
know? And so for me, the timing was absolutely horrible as it was December, it was holiday season for a lot of people. So then, yeah, it was like, it's a bad thing, and I hope it's something that, in future, us as we are the new generation and the upcoming adults, we can solve this and we can also improve, not just for people like me, but for like everyone within the health industry.
very true, very true. It's
Yeah,
something that actually has to be looked at because how can there be one oncologist the whole nation? Makes no
it
sense.
doesn't make sense. It
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. Yeah. So then I stayed in Mater Dei for 3 days and then I drove all the way to Harare
Yeah.
with my dad and my grandfather. And we did our bone marrow biopsy. Bone marrow biopsy is like one of the most painful things that I can say for any patient. I was sedated though, and I was put to sleep, but waking up, you still feel that pain in your back and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Results came back and it showed that I had 96% of blasts within my blood.
Sorry,
Blasts of which are the cancer.
you said 96% of blouse.
Blasts.
Blouse. Okay.
Blasts.
Okay.
Yeah. So then those are the cancer cells that they can detect.
Okay.
So 96%, basically that means that I had 4% of my normal healthy cells. And then the rest, I was basically a walking zombie, if I can say as a joke.
Yeah.
And the oncologist there, he told my father and grandfather that I only had 2 days to live.
Wow, sure.
So with that news, I remember I was sitting in the back of the car with my brother, Nathan, and my dad and grandfather were talking to the oncologist at the time. And, can you imagine how my dad took the news and he was like, so you expect me to just go to my son and tell him that, he only has 2 days to live, you know?
Yeah.
That night, we all prayed, you know? We prayed and prayed and prayed. It was a difficult time, but then, as soon as we got into the apartment room that we had rented out, we prayed that night. We prayed and hoped for the best. In the morning, I was then In the morning, I was then moved into one of the hospitals in Harare. What is it called? I forgot the name. Uh, Sorry, I forgot the name. But then maybe
If,
Nathan remembers it and he can type it in chat if he does remember it. But then
if
I
you
forgot
remember,
about it.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then that hospital, it's not the best, for cancer condition. Because cancer condition, infections are easy to get and so on. But then there, literally, I was sharing a bathroom with another patient, and same thing with the toilet situation. Can you imagine you're sharing, um, you're sharing areas in which should be your own like personal space
Exactly
for you
your
to
own
really stay clean.
hypothesis.
Yeah, it was like absolutely like for me, I think that was like a huge, huge problem. Which brings me back to how like us as Zimbabwe back home, we are still way behind in terms of the medical industry. And we, as the teenagers that are growing into adults, it's something that we have to look into, it's the reality of being in our country.
Yeah.
It's
You know,
something that we all have to improve in.
bro, it's not even just as us as the upcoming generation. Why can't, all right, I'm sorry for cutting you off. This
Yeah.
is something that actually has to be addressed now because you're the first person that has actually come up and shared their story about the living conditions, the how the process was. And imagine you're the only one who's been brave enough, confident enough to come out and share, okay, this is what I went through. And honestly, this is something that we actually have to make right as a nation, as a people, as a country. We can't be saying we have one oncologist. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't really.
Okay, sorry for cutting you off, bro. I'm very sorry about that.
No, I completely understand. I think it's something that has to be really, put in bold,
Yeah,
and action has to be taken about it.
immediately with immediate effects.
Yeah. So then, when we're there, we then realized as a family that no, I actually won't survive here. And I was moved into a private hospital in Harare called Milton Park. I'm
Okay.
quite sure there's some people that know it, Milton Park Hospital. But even though Milton Park, I'm sure whoever's been there knows how clean and top notch it is. They also couldn't contain my disease to the level that they needed.
Okay.
So you can imagine there's no hospital currently in Zimbabwe that can contain someone that has leukemia.
Yo,
So if you have leukemia, you cannot receive. It's
treatment.
it's hard to really receive treatment in Zim.
Mm,
It's hard to really receive and be positive that you can um, heal from it or succeed. It's very difficult.
yo.
Yeah, it's
It's,
honestly terrible. But then,
it's something disturbing. Like the more that I hear this, it's like it's not like the money is not there. It's not like we don't have the first money is there, but this is something that needs to be addressed actually, like seriously.
yeah, exactly. The money is there, but it's just not going to the right places. So then I was moved to Milton Park, and they discovered that no, I also can't be treated here. And then our oncologist then decided that I have to be airlifted to South Africa. Now the problem with being airlifted was my hemoglobin was very low, which means that I had low blood levels,
Okay.
and that would be a problem when you're now
Yeah.
in higher altitude because breathing is hard,
Very true.
you know.
Yeah.
So they had to keep on making plans and contingencies, to really make sure that I actually survive the flight. Because from Zimbabwe all the way to South Africa, it's an hour 30, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Sorry,
So,
if you don't mind me asking, where in South Africa are you to people that will want to visit you, to people that will want to like just come to you and pray with you or encourage you like during this journey? If you don't mind sharing, that's if you're okay with that.
sorry, please repeat the question.
I'm saying, where in South Africa are you? To people that would like to visit you or come and just spend time with you. If you don't mind sharing, that's if you're okay with it.
So I'm currently not in South Africa here.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
in America.
Oh, in America. Okay, okay, no problem.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
So then, I was flown to South Africa. I
Yes.
think that was December 23.
Okay.
And as soon as I arrived in South Africa, I think that was Yes, that was Johannesburg.
Yeah.
Um, Donald Golden Hospital. Someone can search it up if they want to.
Okay.
As soon as I was admitted there, they started the chemotherapy. That's how bad the cancer was in that specific moment.
Okay.
As soon as I arrived, touchdown, I was driven all the way to hospital and they started the chemotherapy. So here's where the proper story starts. So the chemotherapy, um, we called it induction chemo,
All right.
and I take it for 7 days through IV.
Okay.
So then I took it through IV for 7 days, and as I was taking it, because the chemo is killing the cancer cells, I was now starting to feel better,
Okay.
starting to feel healthier, had a better appetite.
All right.
But I remember on the last day, day 7, my doctor came to me and told me it's about to get difficult. So, because this is our first time within this journey and our first time, experiencing everything, we didn't understand or fully understand what the doctor meant by it's about to get difficult.
All right.
Day 8,
Yeah.
literally the day after they stopped the chemo, my goodness me, that was the worst time ever.
Okay.
Um, Instantly I had diarrhea, I had a fever, I started losing more weight, and my appetite was completely gone.
Like the food
And I
was
had to
in your mouth.
it's literally like if I were to see food, I would
Yeah.
just be like off my mood.
Ish.
It just it didn't click with me. It's like I don't even know how to express it. It was like something that I just didn't even want to see or look at. So then and I had to endure all those feelings for 3 weeks.
Yo.
Can you imagine 3 weeks of sweating,
Yeah.
fevers,
Diarrhea.
diarrhea, losing weight.
Yo.
It was literally the most difficult part of like my life for me because I was a 16-year-old,
Sure.
and recently I just come from a big competition and then now I'm sitting in my hospital bed,
An
you know.
international competition.
Can you imagine it was like a huge change within such a short period of time. But what got us through it was I remember every day, every night, my father and uncle
Yeah.
would come and visit me and we would pray.
All right.
I mentioned prayer because, you know, it was solely the only thing that got us through everything and what is helping me move forward till this day.
All right.
There was nothing else, it's like when you have cancer, you really see the limitations of the human mind and body.
Yeah. True.
And the only thing you can resort to is God.
Very true.
That is why I will forever mention that prayer was a big part of everything.
Because for those that don't know, you're given about 3 days to live.
3 days. And now this was now like 2 weeks
Two
after.
weeks after.
It was like, it's, you know, people say miracles aren't real, but then I was living a miracle,
Yes.
you know?
You are.
So then, even to this day, I am, it's been 2 years now, but then I was given 3 days.
It's, it's, it really shows how much prayer, how God has carried you through. Because a lot of people, they give up hope, they stop praying. But I'm inspired by you, bro. I won't even. Sorry for cutting you off. Please continue, bro.
No, it's fine. It's completely fine. Um, so then, I went through that whole month of treatment, and I remember the saddest part about everything was my dad and uncle couldn't stay with me in the room, so they only had specific visiting hours. So every dinner that I had, I was sitting alone in my room. It was dark, TV's on, and I'm just watching the clock pass by.
Let's
Can you
go.
imagine having a meal just by yourself for a whole month? That's like one of the most. It's
It,
it was very difficult for me.
because you now you're forced to being alone. It's not like
Exactly.
you've chosen to be alone. It's forced upon you.
Yeah.
I'm
And it's something that like I try to mention to some people that we take the small things for granted. Having dinner with the family, spending time with the family, talking to one another. We take all of that for granted.
very true.
Can you imagine a whole month just sitting alone, eating alone, watching the clock pass by, and waking up alone?
Yo,
It's very, very difficult.
like
But
I'm imagining it because I'm in university, and at times, when I'm alone, I'll be at the times where I miss my mother, my father, and this is like something that happened because I went to university early. But it's like it was forced on you. You didn't choose it, and now I used to like complain. The times I used to complain about uh, the little moments, but what you're saying is that we take the little for granted, so much for granted.
another thing we take for granted, the ability to kneel down and be able to pray.
Yo,
That's something that's, so small, but then we take like for granted so often. Because what, during all that time, I wasn't able to like get out of my bed and kneel down and pray. I was completely weak. Completely, completely. And made me realize, being able to go to church every Saturday and kneel down and pray, it's a great privilege.
and like
You
I'm thinking about this. The number of times I've been like I used to be taken to church and I felt like I was being forced, but now I'm realizing that we're not being. Yo, please continue, bro.
Yeah, it's not like a forced matter. It's a privilege. One thing I just realized recently was, and I mentioned it in one of my videos here on my
Yeah,
account,
yeah.
is that we didn't ask for the life we were given, but God decided to give it to us.
Mm.
So it's not our decision to live these lives, but we should be living this life because God gave it to us. And God is the one leading us every day, taking us step by step. So yes, we may have plans, yes, I want to be an Olympian. Yes, I want to be a doctor. Yes, I want to succeed in all of this and all of this and all of this. But those are plans that we have made for ourselves. But we didn't give ourselves our own lives. God gave us our lives. So honestly, we should be giving God the control that He's the one leading us, and we should accept it and embrace it and live it to the best of our abilities.
We shouldn't take what we have for granted, like you said, each and every
Yeah.
day. At times, in myself. I tend to take time for granted. I tend to take my days for granted. But yo, okay, please continue. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for cutting you off, bro.
No, it's completely okay. So back to the story. I did chemo for the month, and then after that, I was discharged.
Okay.
When I was discharged, you know, something that a lot of cancer patients mention is you you notice the difference. You notice the difference between the day you entered and the day you're leaving. You know. So when I entered, I was weighing at about 72 kgs, and I had a beautiful six pack. I had a beautiful body. you know,
Yeah,
uh, great eyes, great hair. My hair was always soft and all of that.
yeah. I still
Then when
remember
I
you
left,
with the nice clean fade there.
yeah. And then when I left, I was now weighing 62.
Okay.
You know, my arms are weak, my whole body was weak. I had no hair. You know, so us as cancer patients, the main thing that we notice is the changes within our body because it's happening within us day by day, and we notice the changes easily and more frequently. So, for me mentally, I will admit that I was on a down low because I was like, oh my goodness, so much has happened within, it was New Year's. I
Yeah.
spent Christmas alone
Mm.
in hospital at night. I spent New Year's alone at night, you know. Um, and I was discharged just a few days before my birthday, at least. But can you imagine, the two of the biggest family holidays,
Yeah.
spent alone in the evening.
Mm.
It was a very difficult time. And here came the thing of, when you're on social media, the world moves on. No one really, well, people do care, but then the world won't stop for you, even though if you're sick. People will still celebrate their Christmas, people will still celebrate their New Year's, people will still celebrate being at school and everything like that. Yet all of this is happening to you.
Like life has been put to a hold.
Exactly. Just for you, but for everyone else it's moving on and you can't do anything about that. You accept it. Yeah, that's like one of the biggest things.
Sorry, bro. I don't. Sorry to cut you off again. How did you then come to acceptance with it?
As I mentioned before, I gave it all to God.
Okay.
I accepted that, no, you know what? Maybe this is the journey that He wants me go on to. And as I texted you before, this isn't a battle of like my physical abilities.
Not
It's
at
a
all.
battle of the spirit. It's the battle of the devil's spirit
Yeah.
and God's spirit within me.
Yeah.
It's a battleground.
The marathon, as you see it
It's a
again.
marathon. Yes, exactly. And it brings me to the book of Job. How Job was God's favorite servant. And then Satan said, no, Lord, I
Mm.
can give him tests and tribulations, and I'm very, very sure he will go against you. And the Lord said, no, okay, fine, give him all the tests and tribulations, but do not touch his soul. Do not touch his soul, but give him all the tests and trials and tribulations, but do not touch his soul. So Job got all the sores, he lost all his animals, his children left him, his friends left him, but yet he did not defy God, not even once. And what was he rewarded? 10 times
Oh.
what he had before. Can you imagine you lose everything that you've built? You know, you've got all your farms, all the riches. For me, in my instance, I had my swimming, I was doing quite well,
Yeah.
you know,
I remember you're one of the
and
first
then,
people in Zim, bro, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, I was doing quite well.
You're one,
I was doing quite well. And then instantly within a day, one day, I lose everything, you know? So then I accepted, and I'm very grateful to my father and my family for bringing up the book of Job to me, such that I understand that, such that I understood within the moment that it wasn't a battle that I was fighting, but it was a battle within me of the two spirits,
Mm.
the devil spirit and God spirit.
Mm.
And mind you, I can ask anyone on this live, has God ever lost a battle?
Never, my bro. Never.
Never,
Never.
never. So I had nothing to worry about, you know?
And I won't lie to you, bro. I feel like a lot of times we complain a lot before God, and we forget to give thanks for all that we have. You know, when you texted me, it was yesterday. You actually texted me yesterday, and
Yeah,
bro, you asked me to like ask prepare questions and so on. I won't even lie. I didn't know how to start preparing questions the whole day. My mind was blank
yeah,
because the thing is, I was like, at times, I become like a murmuring child, someone who was always complaining, and the things that I have, it's actually a blessing that we
yeah.
don't lie. And I'm not gonna lie, bro. You inspire me. You inspire me. I am humbled to be in your presence right now. I'm not gonna lie because there's a day when I was asking God. It's like something happened, and it was like I lost faith. But I was like, after this, I was like, how if you have been, it's like your faith has been made stronger each and every day. How
Yeah.
please explain, like tell us about your faith journey, bro. It's something that I actually want to, yeah.
So I believe, so then faith is having trust within something that you can't see or can't really know. That is faith. That's
Yeah.
the first step. Understanding what faith is.
Mm.
Now, for me, my faith journey, I'll be honest, I was before this whole cancer thing started, I think I was like almost every average teen, when you go to church, you sometimes sleep, yeah, you're unbothered because, there's no real problems in life,
True.
there's just the general things.
Mm.
Then when this whole cancer journey started, as days got harder, I realized the limitations of the human body.
True.
That's when I knew that no, the human body is weak, but the flesh is willing. If you have read the story about when Jesus went to the mountain with the brothers of Zebedee
Yes.
and they fell asleep when Jesus was praying, then they asked Jesus, Lord, why did we fall asleep? And Jesus told them, the
Yes.
spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak.
Mm.
You see? So then faith is something that we put trust within and we keep on growing it day by day. So as I kept on going through all of these hardships within my cancer journey, I then realized that, oh no, my faith is actually also growing day by day. Because every day I was now praying more, you
Mm.
know, I was now thinking more about God. I was now thinking of ways that I can actually use my story to inspire everyone else and to give hope to everyone else.
Mm.
Which is why, which is the reason why I created this account to do that very sole thing, to give people that hope, that ambition, that trust, that God is there, that God really can save everyone, you know? And no matter how hard your problems are, as long as you put your faith within the Lord, you will always succeed.
Very true. Very.
That's like my faith journey as it is.
Sorry, bro. I've got a request here. There's someone who wants to. I've actually got, yeah. it's Soti Natalia. She wants to request to ask you some questions, so I'm gonna accept, and then
Sure.
we'll put her on. She talks to you, and then yeah.
Yeah. I think that's my mom.
Oh, it's your mom. All right.
Yeah.
Good day, ma'am. How are you doing?
Fine, fine, fine. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good, ma'am. You
Oh.
know, I've been hearing Onesimus' story here, and I'll be honest with you, ma'am. It's inspired me. It's touched my spirit. It's yo. He's like I won't tell you. I'll tell you this. He's an inspiration to a lot of people.
Yeah,
A lot of people. It's very strong. Just to be sharing this, it's a lot. It's a lot.
yeah.
Oh, hello, Mama.
Hello, hello, Onny. How are you?
I'm okay. Injan.
Yeah. Yeah. Which
So
one is your favorite verse that makes you really to be very, very, very much strong?
Uh, Me, I would say John 14, verse 1. Easy with that song. John
John,
14, verse 1, verse 1, verse 1. John 14, verse 1, verse 1, verse 1. Inhliziyo zenu mazingakhathazeki, kholwani kubaba likhole nakimi. Verse 1. Yeah, that's my favorite one.
that's
Ah,
if you don't mind, can I actually read it out? I've got my Bible here. If you don't
Yeah.
mind, share it with everyone. So John 14 verse 1 says, "Let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in God, believe also in me." Wow. Let your heart. Ew, okay. Nah. So if you can continue, my bro. You can continue.
Yeah. That's my favorite verse. Mm,
Okay.
thank you.
All right.
yeah.
So you were still sharing with us, bro. If you don't mind. So I hope it's okay with you, ma'am, if you shares with us.
Yeah, sure, sure, sure. Sure.
Okay.
So then, shall I continue with the story?
Yes, please. Yes, please. Please.
Yes, okay. So then, I was then discharged, and then I stayed in SA for another 2 or so months. And as I was in SA, um, we talked with the doctors,
Okay.
and they then decided that the best course of treatment for me was targeted therapy, as I had to wait to get a bone marrow transplant. So targeted therapy, I had to get injections in my stomach for 7 days every month. So I remember showing my one of my best friends. I don't know if he's here today, but I showed CBC some
If the best
the
friend is
syringe.
here, you can come. You can come on the live as well.
I don't know if he's here online,
Okay.
but
Okay.
yeah, yes. So then I showed him the syringe, and he's my testimony that that syringe was one of the longest ones he has ever seen in his life. And I had to jab myself for 7 days every
Wait,
month.
you were the one jabbing yourself.
I was the one jabbing myself
Yo. Okay.
for 7 days every month. And I did that for 6 whole months.
Hmm.
It was, and mind you, I was now back home and I was jabbing myself, and I had to balance that with going to school and trying to eat healthy and all of that. So I'll jab myself in the morning, try to take a bit of some rest, drive myself to school, go into class for 6 months.
Yo.
It was, I can also mention that that was one of the hardest parts because, imagine you inject yourself in the morning and that pain will be like, there's no words to describe it.
And it's a long
But
needle. This is not just any
it's
short
a
needle.
long needle. And you, like the first time I got it in SA, I literally just wanted to pass out. I wanted like, yeah, I was done. And then now I was being told that I had to do it to myself for like the next few months.
Yo.
it was difficult news, but it had to be done.
Okay.
So I did that for another 6 months, and then finally we decided to go to India for my first bone marrow transplant.
Right.
Um, the reason why I couldn't do it in South Africa was because my donor was going to be Nathan,
Oh, okay.
and basically that's a half match. He was a half match for me, so they
Okay.
call it a haplo.
All right.
So then, because he was a half match in South Africa, they weren't that confident in doing the transplant because they normally use and do full matches. But because of us Africans, even donating blood,
Yeah.
and donating whatever, we're always so reluctant because of our cultures and
Mm,
whatever.
mm.
So and no, I don't blame anyone.
But I feel like
Um,
sorry, bro. Sorry to
yeah,
cut you. This is something that we have to break. When people say donate blood, when people say donate, it's actually something that we actually need to do because we're giving life to the next person. And a lot of times I'm thinking of myself right now. I'm guilty because at times I'll be like, do I really need to do this? But now that you've mentioned this, bro, it shows me how selfish I was. How it's very selfish of us not to actually do that.
it's yeah, it is. But at the end of the day, we all still have our own cultures that we,
No,
have to
you can't
follow.
you can't call it a count. This is something that has to break. To anyone that is watching this live, next time you're called upon, let us break this culture. It is not a good culture to keep. Let us be people that give. Because I believe that giving is a way of showing love. Sorry to cut you off. Sorry to cut you off again. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
No, it's definitely okay. I'm just setting myself up in the medical room.
Okay.
So, you can keep talking for, like, give me 2 minutes. I'm just setting myself up here.
Okay. So, if there's anyone who would like to come onto the live and ask my brother Onesmus here any questions, please feel free to request. He'll be taking any questions to do with faith, to do with his walk. Yeah, please do feel free to join. So right now he's currently just adjusting himself, but he'll be back shortly. Please give him like a bit like 2 minutes. 2 minutes of your time. Shouldn't take long. As long as the camera is off, I'm not convinced. Hey, I was about to say the same thing. He's sounding like me.
My dad is here and he
Okay,
wants to talk for a bit.
okay. Please put him on. Please put him on.
Hi everyone.
Good day, sir. How are you doing, sir?
No, I'm good, thank you.
I'm good,
I'm
thank you.
very good.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you all for taking time to join us in this journey, and we're very grateful for this brave young man to share his story.
Yes, sir.
Hoping that with our journey, we will inspire others that are almost on a similar situation. I believe that everyone has got a personal fight,
True.
and for us, having cancer is really devastating. But I think that everyone has got their own journeys, their own personal fights that they have, uh, which may be cancerous as well, but can be described differently.
True.
You know, so we don't see ourselves as different, but we just want to have these conversations to help other people with their own personal fights that they have. It could be economic issues, could be psychological issues, it could be any other health issues that they have. Um, it could be just things that are difficult to handle, which might take longer. Because I believe the difficulty in dealing with cancer is that it's a it's a disease that takes longer to really get out of, and can affect your everyday life for
True.
some period until you get out of it. Yeah, so it just takes you out of your comfort zone. And in many instances, having been in this journey with Onny, what I appreciate is that where we have been, many of the people that care for us always talk about how they would want to make our life comfortable while it's getting treatment.
Mm.
And because that's the most important thing.
True.
And I just also want to mention something that he spoke to, which is so important for us, what I would say, who are ethnic black people. The issue to do with donors, donating blood, donating platelets, organ donations, and all these things. Our journey has really showed us the difficulty that is there in our kind getting the help that and speed up treatment, because there's such a huge gap between getting a donor and getting a match, and ensuring that there's a pool of all these things available. Without even talking about facilities, we just don't have the first step, which is getting the donor. Yeah, that's difficult. Yeah. Thank you. That's what I wanted to share with you all.
No, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time. Sorry, sir, if you don't mind asking just one or two questions, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, sure. Please carry on.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. So, when you heard this news, how did it? How did you come to accept it, and how did you? Because a lot of times people lose faith. How did you keep your faith when you heard this news, sir? If you don't mind me asking, sir.
I think naturally, when you you get this kind of news, you are in denial. You know, that's the first thing that comes through, because I think all people who know Onny
Yes.
um, would tell you that you are such a strong boy
Very
and
true.
very.
I remember him from high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when I talk about when I would train him at swimming
Mm.
with his brother Nathan. We'll wake up at 4:30, drive to the school centenary in cold conditions,
Mm.
get into the pool, and we'll do almost 2.5 to 3 Ks in the morning before they get into class.
Wow.
That was our lives for a very long time. And so when you are told that, and he was one of those people, the other issue is his lifestyle.
Mm.
Only we would go to dinner and you would not have pudding, you would not have a soft drink, you
Oh.
would have milk. He didn't like sweet stuff. You would not have a cake. Even on his birthday,
Mm.
you would just have like a small piece. So to be told that such a person who was so conscious of his
Health.
health and eating habits and all these things has got this, just tells you that, which is to answer your question, it tells you that a person's life is not how he designs or or his ambitions. It is up to God.
Mm.
So when that happened, to be honest, I come from a very strong Christian family.
Mm.
My mother has been not well for over 35, 36 years. And I've seen her in her lowest position. So when this came through, I was shocked because he was young.
Yes.
But after discussing with the doctors and starting to read through and get more, I think my faith grew to an extent that he also made us really become even stronger. Because I remember one day when he was really sick,
Mm.
and there was an opportunity in something that was happening in our life, and yet me talking to people saying, no, 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 look, I'm not prepared to stand in for this. I don't think it's the correct thing to do. And he just raised his head and said that I don't want you to change your life because of this. Our lives must continue as they were. And that hit me hard. It made me realize that, you know, we our lives are really guided by God.
True.
We must accept God's fate, be it good and in bad,
True.
and only ask for His grace so that we can do His will. You know,
True.
I've said to him, and which is one of the big things that has kept us going and has also been part of his therapeutic way of dealing with this.
Yes.
I've said his body is a background of evil and holiness.
Mm.
He must accept that and therefore accept that, God willing, evil will not conquer what God has put in him.
Amen.
And in that, I take so much pride in that he is strong-minded. Sometimes I see him in pain and I ask myself, would I be able to withstand this? And find that I am weaker than him
Mm.
in many instances. Yeah. So yeah, I think faith has carried us. The support from the community, people like you right now, you know, we're having this. This
Yes,
is
sir.
part of dealing with it. And also, you know, some people have done bad things. I'm not gonna lie about it. You know, some people have said bad things to him in his weakness. He has come to me and said, so and so said this.
Mm.
And in that, we find strength because we then get to realize that it doesn't mean that when you are sick, the world stops.
Very
It
true.
continues. It still continues, functioning, doing what it should do, and you just have to buckle up and get on with it and do what needs to be done.
True.
Yeah. So that's how we've. But I really appreciate his classmates. The school, Mr. Mwomba and his team have been amazing.
Mm.
My work colleagues at National Foods, I've never thought that I would say this. When I joined National Foods, I thought I would be there for a few years. I've
Mm.
been there for a lifetime, and they've kept me going in this situation. Um, Family, my dad, my wife, my kids, they've really been supportive for him. Um, the swimming community has been so much into us because that is part of our extended family. That is our life. It's our second nature.
Yeah.
The church is an amazing foundation to what we have right now. I mean, always they reach out to us with prayers, with everything. Yeah. So it's really been around the community, all these communities that I've mentioned, and the hospitals. You know, if I tell you the care we have had, starting from Dr. Msimanga, who actually diagnosed and picked up this thing,
Ish.
to Dr. Chatambudzai, who's based in Harare. He's one of my best friends.
Okay.
And then Dr. Nandipa at Wits, and Dr. Jackie at the Hematology Center. And then moving to India. India was amazing. We didn't know even any one person. Yeah, but you know, we got there with a pool of doctors, almost 17 people that were looking after us, caring for us, and even now here at St. Jude's in the States, it's amazing. You know, it's really, yeah. So that's what has kept us going, finding these positive thinking people, support structures, uh, and also just knowing that whatever obstacle is there, God is there to clear it for us.
Amen.
Yeah.
No,
Thank
so
you.
thank you so much. I won't lie. I've been inspired so much by Onesimus. I've really been inspired a lot, sir. Um, he has shown me that the things that a lot of us right now we're taking for granted. Like he said,
Mm.
dinner with the family,
Mm.
the waking up, being able to go run around.
Yeah.
It's like we think we want these bigger things, but
Mm.
what God has actually given us, the little,
Yeah.
though, that's what we're supposed to. And at times we're not grateful for those little. We're always complaining. I'm seeing it with myself that I complain a lot about things that don't even matter.
True.
And this has touched me, so I won't even lie to you, sir.
Yeah.
It really has touched me.
No, thank you. Thank you.
I,
Yeah.
I thank you. I thank you. I thank my brother Onesmus for he's a strong person.
Yeah.
He's a winner. He's running his marathon. I know he's a winner, and
Yeah.
nothing can stop him from winning.
Yeah. True. True. Yeah. The one thing that I would like to share with a lot of people, and I want to share this because I know they are preparing, many of his age group, his classmates are preparing for the AL exams coming in a few months.
Yes.
Only had just finished his transplant. I think it was a month after his transplant. We were in India.
Okay.
And I woke up this other day. So we're discussing about whether he was going to write or not. I was calling Muhomba. We'll discuss with Muhomba. And obviously, with this situation, Mr. Muhomba was worried whether it would be possible or whether we could. We're also looking at an opportunity to see whether we could write the exams in India because it's a Cambridge center. And the hospital had a Cambridge center nearby, and they'd done that. They dealt with these issues before.
Yes.
So this other day, I wake up in the morning and not really morning. It was around 2 a.m.
Yes, sir.
Indian time, and I see the light is on, and we're in our room at a study desk.
Okay.
And this is somebody who has lost almost 12 kgs, was in a lot of medications. Half the time is really half asleep
Mm.
because of heavy doses of medication. And I look at him, he's reading
Yo.
and writing. And I'm like, Oni, are you okay? He says, no, yeah, I'm fine. I said, what are you up to? He says, no, I'm reading. And the previous day he had not been well, because we would have hospital visits every day.
Yeah.
Check on him, to check on his vitals, because that's what cancer affects mostly, especially if it's blood cancer. It really affects your vitals mostly.
Yeah.
And a transplant is not a job,
Yeah. True.
literally. Yeah. And the determination that he had to write those exams was amazing. Only would read.
Mm.
I When he was fit before he was diagnosed,
Yeah.
he read only towards exams. Most
Okay.
of the times they'll be in the water or traveling on school trip or traveling on Zim tours and things like that. So he was most of
Oh,
the time tired by the time he needs to pick up a book.
okay.
But on this occasion, he had I think it was September, he just had about a month. And the preparation during that month was amazing. For somebody that was that weak, I just couldn't understand it. And it worried me so much. I think in that period, I was worried that he would break down.
Mm.
And when he then went to the doctors and said, I want to go back to Zim.
Mm.
Normally, you should stay 6 months
Mm.
or a year after transplant within that country because
Okay.
there are complications. We're just done 3 months.
Yeah.
And the doctor looked at me, but she really admired Onny, and they were very close. And the doctor asked me, I said, you know what? I think it's up to you and him. I can't say anything.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm worried, but we've been in this journey, and he wants to go and ride. So the results that he posted of reading for 1 month,
Yes.
were amazing.
Sorry, if you don't mind me asking, what did you get, sir? To anyone that's watching with your mic.
I think I can't remember the B English,
Okay.
D in computer science,
Wow.
C in literature,
All right.
and I think an E in business.
But this is only after a month.
A month and a half, I can tell you that. Was
Oh,
when we got to, and remember, in that year,
yeah.
AS, he only went to school. So we were in South Africa until February.
Okay.
So when AS started, he only went to school for a month. He would go for 1 week. From March, April, May, June, he would only attend school maybe one and a half weeks of the month, or at most 2 weeks, because we had to go to South Africa
Come back.
for treatment, and then come back. When he comes back, I did hear him talking about the targeted chemo. So he would then take medication, which would keep him out of school for almost a week, because it was really heavy. It was really, really heavy. So, and then we went to India in July.
Yes, sir.
So he only attended at most maybe during that period, I would say maybe 2 months of school combined, if you add in all that. He came back 2 weeks before exams. And that's when he really worked hard. And I'm grateful to Mr. Moyo, Mrs. Kaufman, Mrs. Duckworth, Mrs. Mashaju. You know, those teachers were amazing.
Yeah.
And Mrs. Mate, and all in terms of organizing the logistics and all that, you know. And I do remember when he came out and he said, I'm very happy with
Yeah.
what I'm going to do. Yeah, I'm very happy with what I'm going to get. So this is just an encouragement to everyone that, you know, the conditions don't matter. What matters is your commitment.
True.
What matters is your commitment. We can blame the conditions, but, you know, the moment that God said that every man will eat his sweat and every woman will bearing a child will have pain, it meant that life wasn't going to be easy.
Amen.
We have to really accept that and move forward and inspire each other in our situations, you know. And it's also not fair to, in these situations, judging from what we have had, let's know it's very easy to look at somebody and think negative about them.
True.
Not knowing what they are going through.
True.
A lot of people are going through quite a lot of difficult circumstances. I've spent 2 years of my life in hospitals, and what you see in hospitals is really painful. That's when you really start appreciating life, quality life. You know, now I have a saying. I say, your wealth is your health.
Amen.
Your wealth is your health. If you are well, you're able to walk, run. I used to run marathons every month. I mean, I used to run 5-6 marathons a year.
Okay.
Now I can't even do that. I wish I could, because my life has changed.
True.
Different. Yeah. Thank you.
No, hey, thank you so much, sir, for your time. Thank you so much, Onesimus, for coming out. I don't know if we can say this was part one, and if we would want to go again, because I know that you will be on treatment. I don't know, whenever you're free again, we go live and then we continue, because I feel like this has touched my life, bro. The hour that I've spent on this live with you, it has shown me a lot of things that I take for granted. The ability to wake up, talk to my parents. It's showing me that there's actually no excuse. You know, there's one quote I always see, but now it makes sense. Excuses always sound best to the one making them, but
Yeah.
if you go to someone else and try to give them your excuse, it makes no sense. So let us try reduce excuses. Let us try actually live each and every day with intent. Live according to God's will, as Onesimus said. Let's
we want all these big things, yes, but what God has said about our lives, that's the most important thing. And yes, there's ups, there's downs, but I won't lie. This has you've touched my life, bro. You've touched my life, and I don't know if you'll be willing to have another call on live again like this. I don't know. We can say whenever you're free. Whenever you're free.
Yeah, most definitely. I think I don't mind doing it again next week.
Okay. What
Saturday,
time?
maybe the same time. I
Same.
think same time could work.
All right.
Uh, Depending on, I don't know, is everyone okay with the times we posted? Maybe
No,
people can write down in the comments
please,
if
if
they're
you're
okay
free
with
this
the
time,
times.
let us know. 8 o'clock next week. But as Royal Prince would say, my bro, you're always in my prayers, and I thank God for such a strong man, a man that is changing lives. You're changing lives, bro. You have changed lives. You changed my life, and I thank
Yeah,
God for you. You're a very high inspiration, bro. High inspiration. Okay, Tepila said the time is okay. Nathan said the time is okay. Honestly, her said the time is okay. So next week, 8 o'clock, we'll be back with my brother Onesimus, and he's going to continue sharing with us. Because, bro, you spent like an hour with me, and I've just been realizing how much. Yo, thank you so much, bro.
yeah, definitely. And I did create
You,
whereby, yes, whereby hopefully you're recording and
I
I'll
was
post this.
yes, I was recording. I will send it to you, and I will definitely your YouTube account. What's your YouTube channel? People go subscribe to your YouTube channel. Please do follow on Inspirations. Please go follow him, and yeah, subscribe to his channel as well. Sorry, bro. What's the name of your YouTube channel? Hello. Sorry, can you hear me, bro? Hello, my bro. Okay. So we'll continue next week. Uh, we'll continue next week. Live. There's someone who's coming to knock for me on my door, but yeah, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much. You've inspired me, bro. Yeah, I will definitely send you this video, and I will keep it, and I'll also post it. I hope you don't mind me posting it on my YouTube channel. But yo, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much, ma'am, for thank you so much for this time. We'll be back again next week at 8 p.m. Central African time. And yeah, please just keep. Let's pray for each other, and let us try have a culture of giving. As things like blood donations, those are very important things. When someone, let's not take the little we have for granted. It's very necessary. It's very necessary. But thank you guys for joining. Thank you, my brother Onesimus, for being here. You've touched my life. Yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back next week on at 8 o'clock. Next week Saturday at 8 o'clock. We'll be back. Thank you so much.